friends, welcome back to my channel. Today it is time for us to do an update on my project pan for 2019. I have a bunch of items that I've used up. I have some new items that I'm bringing in. So let's go ahead and start with the items that I have finished since the last update. So the first thing that I have is the Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray for bridal. I was here when I first brought this in and I pretty efficiently used this up. I found this product to be a really awesome sprayer. It did a nice job evenly spraying all the mist on my face without having any kind of like dots or splotches. I also feel like it really locked the makeup into my face. The only problem with this is that the second ingredient is denatured alcohol, which I will definitely not say I'm an ingredients expert, but I have started to follow channels that are very well versed in ingredients, and I have heard that denatured alcohol is not great to spray on your face. It tends to be a drying type of product, which I'm not looking to necessarily dry out my skin, so I'm not sure I would necessarily go ahead and buy this again, but I'm at least happy to have used a full-size setting mist up because I do have a number of them in my collection. The next thing that I finished up is my Maybelline Dream BB Pure 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Clearing Perfector, 2% salicylic acid in shade 110 Light Medium Sheer Tint. A lot of writing on this tiny bottle. I was here at the last update and I managed to finish this up. I enjoy this. I think it's a nice, really solid BB cream. It definitely is not going to cover or be very full coverage at all. But for me, having just an even skin tone is what I really am aiming for a lot of days, minus like a couple of times I'm trying to cover acne. But my one complaint with this was that for some reason I had to mix it with my e.l.f. Mix to Match Adjuster. I don't know if there is a step below the light medium sheer tint. Like, I'm not sure if there's just like a light one and maybe I forgot to buy that one and just saw this and got it instead. So while I do enjoy this, I don't want to have to keep mixing my foundations or BB creams all the time. So for me, if I can't find a step down in color, I probably wouldn't get this again unless I was in the mood to mix my foundation. And quite honestly, there are so many foundations or face products out there right now with so many shade choices that I don't have to mix it. I can find an alternative. So if that's the case, I would probably go with the alternative over this. But if this color works for you, I would definitely recommend. My last used up product is the Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I did not have a ton of this at the last update, but I was able to scrape product out of the sides and get full usage out of this. I don't love this. I found that it had like soft glittery flakes in here. It wasn't like craft glitter, but it wasn't giving me an illuminated look as cleanly as the Becca one would. So I feel like I would personally, if I was to rebuy either the Becca one or this one, I would go with Becca's because I just feel like their illumination effects were a little bit more sophisticated than this was. Like, I felt like I was looking a little bit too like Twilight character-y in the sun. It didn't necessarily show as much through your foundation, but I just wasn't in love with this, so I would not buy this. All right, now let's spice it up a little bit and talk about products I'm bringing in for the first time. The first one that I have is a setting mist. However, it is not this setting mist. It is a Cover FX setting mist that I dumped into this because I much preferred the sprayer of the Urban Decay All Nighter. You can tell I have a lot of marks. I've used this for a number of different project pans, but this is where I am starting on my Cover FX. I definitely am hoping to get through it really quickly. It's not my favorite setting mist in my collection, and I do have like 3 other full-size ones after this, but to be honest, I'm feeling quite optimistic that I'll be able to use all of my setting mists before 2019 is over, which would be fantastic. But I just feel like coming into sort of the more muggy, humid months, that this would be the perfect setting mist for me to help lock in my makeup. I'm also bringing in like my current favorite foundation, which is the Revlon Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation in the shade 110, which is Porcelain. I picked this up right before I started my no buy, low buy period, and I just like the coverage of this. I'm wearing it on my skin right now. I feel like it's like a step above a BB cream, but again, isn't the fullest of coverage. I think it looks relatively natural and evens out my skin tone and just holds all day, which I like. So I'm pretty deep into this. When I push all the product down, I would say that I'm at this point. My one complaint of this packaging is I I can't seem to twist this part off. And I feel like as I get closer and closer to the end, it might be harder to squeeze product out. But I've been on like a drugstore foundation kick lately, so hopefully this won't take me too long to use up. The next product that I'm bringing in is another sample primer. It's the MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base. I don't have a lot of experience with MAC products, so I am excited to bring this in. It's not like the most enjoyable thing to bring into this challenge because it is a black package, so it'll be hard to track my usage, but there is only 0.2 fluid ounces in here, so I'm just gonna ping pong between my Laura Mercier one and this one, and ideally I'll get this used up entirely by my next update. I am excited that I am making such steady progress in my sample primers because they're a huge part of my collection, and I would like to get them all worked through so that way I can just focus on my full-size ones that I have in my collection. The last item that I'm bringing in is an item that I probably should have put in my products I'm secretly panning video because I have gone through a lot of really hot and heavy phases with this item, but I've never wanted to bring it into a official project pan because I haven't wanted to like officially limit myself to this type of product, but I have very specific parameters that I'm working with for this one, so I feel better about bringing it in. And that is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in Opal. This is where I am at with it. You guys can tell I really freaking love this highlighter. In ideal world, all highlighters would come in this size. I wouldn't even care if that wasn't like the most financially sound method to buy highlighters in. If I could only get highlighters and blushes in the mini sizes, that would be like the most amazing thing ever, because look at this. I would never have this progress if I was working on a full-size one. This also shows you how obsessed with this product I have been. I have it on right now. I just like love the look of this, but I go through phases where I won't touch this for a while and then I'm addicted to it. So my plan, since I'm currently in one of my addicted phases, is I would like to just pan this section over here to be just left with this ring here. My only concern with doing that is I feel like it might then break the rest of what's in here. Like I don't know if it will still hold its shape if I break this down to nothing up here, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I feel like I probably could repress this with little effort. I am much more likely and prone to repress face products than I am eyeshadows inside eyeshadow palettes because this is a lot easier to work with than a tiny eyeshadow inside like a bigger palette. So definitely enjoying this. Can't wait to see if I can get some more big progress between now and the next update. All right, friends, now let's talk about products that I have been working on but have not yet finished. The first is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. I don't have a ton of this left. I am at this particular point. I probably could have gotten this done if I didn't like ping pong between multiple primers. I just find like I'm enjoying the variety of like one day using this primer and one day using this primer, but I definitely need to like lock it in and use this up because it does have a half of a fluid ounce, which is quite a bit to have. Like thinking about this MAC one only has 0.2, so it's much smaller for the amount of product. But once I get this done, I'll probably just focus exclusively on the MAC Prep and Prime and then be able to work on some more small size primers. I also have my RK by Kiss eyeshadow primer, just never gonna end. This, I really feel like I probably only have one more month with. And so essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this for one more month and then call it a quits. I'm just sort of tired of working on this, and I feel like I really am getting to the bottom of the barrel. Like you can see here that one, I'm not getting as much product on the sides of the stick anymore, and two, you can see that the actual doe foot applicator, I'm not getting as much product on there as I used to. And when I look inside the container, I can see straight to the bottom and I don't see like bunches of product. I honestly don't know where the product on this brush is coming from because I just don't see it inside here. So I definitely feel like one more month will definitely call it a quits because I'm just frankly tired of this, and I also feel like this product can't still be good for how much air is getting in and out of this. So again, 4 more weeks and then I'm calling it a quits and moving on to something else desperately. The next item that I have is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser in Fair. I was here at the last update and now I am down to here. It looks like I have 2 lines on there because I originally marked it and then kept using it until I actually sat down to film this. So I have a pretty hearty amount of usage between the second line and this 4th line down here. I am really enjoying this concealer. I think it is a solid concealer. It doesn't sink into my fine lines, like it stays all day. So really enjoying this. I am gonna have like a small concealer crisis, I think, once I'm done with this, because I don't have a whole lot in my collection to choose from. I only have one other like brightening type concealer, but I'm not convinced I will still like it. It's the one from Hard Candy. So I definitely am not sure what's gonna happen once this is used up. So I'm happy with my progress, but I'm also like a little bit nervous because I don't know what I would buy for a new concealer once this one's gone. My next item is my Benefit What's Up Soft Focus Highlighter. This I'm using as an eyeshadow base in case this is your first time tuning in. This little nub is all I have left. I don't know if it would be too ambitious, but I'm really hoping that I could get this done by the next update. Again, it might be too crazy to get there, but I'm hoping so. You can see my progress here. I was at this 3rd line, and it's a little bit hard to see with my shininess, and now I am down to this point. It's been really slow and steady, but again, I use it every single day, so I'm at least getting usage very frequently out of it. The next product that I have is my Mystery Essence like liquid lip gloss thingamabob. They don't make this anymore, but I've been making real steady progress. I was here at the last update and now I am down to here. As I pull this out, it definitely looks really gloopy on the doe foot because I have no stopper inside of here, but it also helps me make quick progress because essentially what I do is I take my finger, not the most sanitary, but whatever. I take my finger and then I'm able to apply it to my lips. My only problem is once I take the stopper out, I no longer travel with this anymore. It stays right on my vanity. And so I definitely feel like if I had this in my purse and was applying it multiple times a day, it would be gone like that. But I don't trust it to not ooze and goose all over the place. So for now, it just stays on the vanity. I also have the lipstick that I've been very slowly working on. It is my L'Oreal Ferriss Nudes lipstick. I was here at the last update and now I am down to here. It is not the most significant progress, but it is very consistently steady. I have what's left here on the bullet. I've been trying to really clearly like keep it nice and level so it gets used efficiently. I would love it if I could have my progress beyond the L'Oreal logo on here. I'd feel quite good about that. I'm not sure how realistic that goal is though, because again, much like the Essence, I'm only applying this once a day. I admitted to you guys in my products I'm secretly panning video that I typically have a hard time panning products that I travel with just because I'm less likely to bring them in and out of my purse all the time to put in videos and then to put back in my purse. It sounds so silly, but it's the honest truth. So this is also on my vanity being applied once a day. And I feel like, again, I'd have much more significant progress, but if nothing else, I'm at least working on it, which a year ago, I hadn't touched this thing in forever. The last 2 items that I am tracking on my little pad of paper. I have my Nyx Wonder Pencil. Look at how small this is. Like, it is smaller than my pinky. I cannot believe this. The progress is not gonna look like that substantial on here compared to the last time, but you guys, I'm really thinking 2019 is this last leg of the race for this Wonder Pencil. And then much like my concealer, I'm gonna have a serious crisis of what to rebuy. I mean, I don't know. I've had this thing for so long and I keep talking about that in every single update, but like, look at it. Like when I put the cap on, it just looks so insignificant and I'm just like so freaking proud of myself for getting this far. On the other hand, I'm super sick of this Julep When Pencil Met Gel Long Lasting Eyeliner. This is just the pencil that will not quit. I don't think I've used a full size pencil in a really long time, and this is why. They take me forever. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad eyeliner. I just prefer the simplicity of a gel or a felt tip liner. Like those are just like so easy, put it on, forget about it, move on with your life. This one I set with eyeshadow to make it feel like it's very secure and very opaque. So again, like we're getting steady progress here. I didn't draw my line, but you can see like the steadiness of the product, and it is almost as small as the cap, which I'm also excited about. And when I compare this to my other like full-size julep pencil that I have, it has been substantial progress, but I've been working on this thing for a long time and I'm tired. And I feel like whenever I've pulled in a travel size or a deluxe size, they've gone by really quickly, and I just figured this would not take that much longer than a deluxe size, but that's not true at all. This is going on forever and ever. So I probably won't pan any other pencil liners this year. I'll probably spend the rest of 2019 working and playing with my felt tip one, but it definitely has been eye-opening to see just how long a full-size pencil takes to use up. Alright guys, that is it for me and this update. I hope you enjoyed seeing my progress, and I'll check in with you guys in 1 month for my project pan in 2019. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.